Welcome to today's story about a time in the heart of a sprawling ancient forest, where there lived a colony of wood mice. They were a merry bunch, always bustling about their business, gathering grains and seeds and living their lives in cozy burrows beneath the tangled roots of the woods. These mice were known throughout the land for their cheerfulness and their knack for finding adventure. Among them was a young mouse named Pipkin. Now, Pipkin was no ordinary mouse. His whiskers twitched with curiosity at every rustle of leaves, and his nose led him on many an escapade into the unknown. He dreamed of faraway places, of brave deeds and daring adventures, and longed to escape the confines of his humdrum existence in the woodlands. One crisp autumn afternoon, as Pipkin was scampering about his chores, he overheard a group of elder mice whispering in hushed tones about a looming threat to their beloved forest. They spoke of a looming shadow cast over their homeland by the Baron von Schreck, a cruel and greedy nobleman who resided in a dark castle on the edge of the woods. The Baron, they said, had sent his hunting dogs into the forest to capture as many wood mice as possible, intending to use them as bait to trap the legendary Oak King. This ancient and powerful creature, they said, was rumored to guard a vast treasure trove within the forest's heart. Desperation filled Pipkin's heart. He couldn't bear the thought of his friends and neighbors disappearing into the Baron's clutches. He had to do something, but what? As if summoned by his thoughts, a wise old owl hooted softly from atop a nearby branch. "Why do you fret, little mouse? Your solution lies in the heart of the forest, where the trees speak in whispers and the flowers bloom eternal." And with that cryptic message, the owl spread its wings and disappeared into the twilight. Though confused, Pipkin knew he had to act fast. He scurried down the tree and raced through the undergrowth, following a barely discernible path towards the center of the woods. He soon found himself in a part of the forest he had never seen before. Towering oak trees formed a leafy canopy overhead, their branches intertwined in a protective embrace. Soft mosses carpeted the forest floor, and playful squirrels chattered from the safety of the treetops. And in the distance, Pipkin thought he heard the faint strains of music, like the tinkling of a harp and the murmur of a flute. Suddenly, a beautiful deer emerged from behind a moss-covered boulder. Her coat shone like burnished copper in the dappled sunlight, and her eyes sparkled with an otherworldly light. "Welcome, Pipkin," she said softly, as if reading his thoughts. "I am Fawn, daughter of the Oak King. You seek your champion, but why?" Pipkin hesitated, unsure how to explain his quest. But seeing the kindness in Fawn's eyes, he poured out his tale of woe. As he spoke, Fawn's expression grew grave. "The Baron's dogs prowl these woods, stealing away our kin," she said gravely. "But fear not, little mouse. I believe you have what it takes to be our champion." Pipkin's heart leaped. "Me? But I'm just a simple mouse." "You may be small, Pipkin, but you possess a quality far more important than size," Fawn replied, placing a gentle paw on his shoulder. "You have courage, kindness, and an unwavering determination to help others." With that, Fawn disappeared into the trees, leaving Pipkin to ponder her words. Suddenly, he heard the familiar sound of a twig snapping and turned to see a sleek black dog emerging from the underbrush. Its eyes glinted with malice and its teeth were bared in a menacing snarl. "So, you're the famous Pipkin," the dog sneered. "The Baron sends his regards and demands your surrender," Despite his fear, Pipkin stood his ground. "Never!" he squeaked defiantly. Seeing Pipkin's bravery, a small band of field mice emerged from their hiding places, their eyes blazing with defiance. Together, they stood against the dog, their numbers bolstered by the arrival of a troop of angry squirrels, a horde of indignant rabbits, and a company of valiant voles. Startled by the sudden show of support, the dog hesitated. "Looks like I've bitten off more than I can chew," it mumbled, slinking to the ground. "Tell the Baron I won't be delivering any mice tonight." Was that? The dog turned and fled, disappearing into the shadows of the forest. Emboldened by their victory, the woodland creatures cheered for Pipkin, hailing him as their champion. But Pipkin, ever humble, knew it was their collective spirit that had won the day. As night fell, casting long shadows across the forest floor, the animals gathered around a crackling bonfire, their faces lit by the dancing flames. And there, under the watchful gaze of the ancient oaks, they shared stories, sang songs, and forged bonds of friendship that would last a lifetime. And so it was that Pipkin, the unassuming wood mouse, became a legend in woodlands, a symbol of courage and unity in the face of adversity. And the forest remained safe, thanks to the bravery of a small mouse with a big heart. What a great story, huh? I hope you liked it. Our next story from the heart of the woods comes a tale as old as time, a story of courage, kindness, and the magic that binds us all. Come back soon to join Chestnut and his friends on their exciting adventures as they explore the wonders of the forest and learn valuable life lessons along the way. Will Hazel come to understand the true meaning of kindness? And what other magical creatures will they encounter on their journey? Subscribe to the channel to be sure you don't miss new stories, and give this one a like if you enjoyed it. See you next time. Bye bye.